Welcome. How are we doing? Still working on my bouquet. I didn't make much progress. Welcome YouTube, TikTok. How you all doing? I only finished 2 flowers so far. it it proved that it need a lot of work. This flower here is not easy. It looks simple, but to put them together, to assemble them together, it was a lot of work. But I got 2 done so far. That remind you, it's almost like buttercup flowers, huh? Okay. Oh. Let's put it between here. So no, between here. Okay. So I have a whole bunch of petals. I got one stem done. Now let me show you how to assemble the what do you call these? The petals and the inner petal, and put it in this stem here. Okay, just like oh my goodness, just like what we have here. Here, this is what we're making. Yeah. I know it doesn't look anything, it don't look good right now, but I promise you once it's done, once I arrange it into a little bouquet, you will love it. Anyway, they think this take a lot of time. I said I will just try to work on it on my own, but to my surprise, I don't even have time to do that. I have a new job now. I've become a nanny. But the baby is really, really sweet though. She's a good baby. She's really, real calm. I probably can get a few things done when I have her with me, but I just want to spend my first few days with her and to assure her that she's in good hand and that she can, that I learn to bond with her, and she's already is. Today when she's being held by my daughter, when she saw me moving around, she fixated her eyes on me. When I move around, she move around also. So she's a happy baby now, 6 months old. So adorable. She was like a sweetheart. She smiles a lot. She's she's a big baby. She's gonna be full head. Oh look. So that's why I have to change my life around the baby now, to make sure that I provide her adequate care. And as much as parents are trusting me to be around taking care of the child, so I will make sure that I honor that. And when she get used to being around me, and she wasn't fussy at all today. She was really good. She was stressed out a little bit, maybe because she was in the a different place, but she was here the day before, and her parent introduced her to me, and right away she was smiling. She I have to say that sorry, I have to say that she's one of the happy baby. You know, I've been around a lot of babies, especially my own grandkid. Um, sorry. Especially my own grandkid. She, you know, when you're with a baby, a newborn or fresh born or 6 months old, that baby kind of get used to being held all the times, and you cannot put her down. But this one here, she's not like that. She's super cool. When I put her down on in her pen, she was just smiling at me. You know, normally when we put a child down in the pen, she would like, don't leave me. She wasn't like that. Okay, so she was so easy to fall asleep, and yeah, it was so nice. I think we're gonna get along because because I have mild personality and she have a very calm personality. So I think we're gonna get along well. Anyway, welcome all of you. I know I'm not cooking today. I said I was going to, but then with the baby, and I was if I cook, it's gonna be a different time, maybe in the evening. You know, when you guys are hungry and coming home hangry. so you so you can get in the kitchen and cook with me. Well, anyway, we start cooking. This is what I do for fun. This is like my, what you call this thing? They call this they call this occupational therapy. I don't know why it's called occupational therapy. You know, occupational to me is like a career, but this is not a career. Okay, this is something that um something that you just do for fun or to distract your emotion. You know, sometimes when we have a brain uh, fog or too much time to think and worry about things, and when you do stuff like this, you distract yourself. And this is I think that's why it's called it's called physical. No, not physical. Uh, it was called a therapy, occupational therapy. But you got the name right. So this is the pot here, and so I use two tones because I run out of this soft tone. So I I'm gonna I use different tone. This work out well. Look at that. The natural currant, it had both tones. You know, it had a little bit of each tone. It's dominant with the soft gold, soft yellow, and toward the tip toward the tip of it, it was it was this orange color here, yellow, the gold color here. It was really, really pretty. So the Cambodian call it Rum Dual. Hey, look at my eyes. I still can needle the eye. I mean, needle the eye. I still can needle the thread. So I'm not doing too bad. Though I do need glasses for reading, but since I'm not reading your name off the screen, so I don't have need for um for glasses, right? So I do have glasses. I have two beautiful pair of glasses, reading glasses. Let me see. I have one that's looking like this. There's one. There's another pair that's a lot thinner. Okay. So right now, this glasses right here, because I have not worn it for so long, it make me feel funny. You know, I need to wear regularly to to get used to it, or it might have been that my visions had changed. So if I don't have to read the fine lines or reading some document, the fine line of the documents, I don't think I really need it. Anyway, how we all doing? Good. Children are doing good. Husband is doing good. Wife are doing good. Parents are doing good. So far for me, I'm okay. The only thing that's on my mind right now is is what's going on in Cambodia. You know that I try to distract myself and not to worry about what's going on. But every time when I turn on the news, I still hear it. I still hear the Cambodian is still being attacked. I don't know when the neighbor country is gonna stop. I don't know. I don't see the benefit of doing that. It's well over. It's done. It's why keep torture? Why keep why keep doing it? You probably don't know what I'm talking about, right? But I don't want to talk about it because the opposition of the Cambodian country, they really, I mean, they xenophobia. They like to speak hatreds. Against another country. That's not cool. You know, using these social platform to spread lies and hates. I don't know how TikTok allowed that to happen. You know, I don't get it. Well, so what I do here is I conjoin them a little bit to give them um, the natural current. It does not conjoins on the top here, okay, but it just me put them together. I thought it's cute, first of all, and if I don't conjoin it like this, it's gonna spread out like these petals here. So in order to keep them together, so I bind them on the top here. Okay. So now that I finished binding them, I will go ahead and get me some more yarns, so that way I can bind this petal here. I have to sew them together. When I sew it, I would bind around it and insert it into this, what do you call this? Stem, trunk, stem. I don't even know what they call this part of the flowers. Anybody know? Sharon, still here? Hello. Butterfly, blue butterfly, hello to you too. And sweet cakes, yummy. Do you work at the bakery? Your own bakery store? Jimmy Lee, hello. Um, Kitney, hello to you too. And Janice Williams, hello. And Nana 48, hello. And Escobar, nice name, hello to you too. And who do I have on my TikTok, my YouTube? Karenya, welcome. It's a beautiful name. Rennie, Nikram, hello. Thank you for being on here. Campbell, Timo, hello. Glenda, Ruda, hello. Thank you for coming by. A whole bunch of you are here. And then I wish I can read the character, but say hi to you also. Tim Gray, hello. Nana June, hello to you too. Lynn Padilla, hello. Thank you for being on here. Look, let me go ahead and thread my needles again. This yarn here is so annoying. If you like art and craft like me, you will see this. This is a fun project. If you're not for it, it's always nice to learn. You know, but this is not easy pattern though. You know, when I come up with this pattern, I really like literally losing my hair over this. Because the kind of flower here is unique flower. It's not like a regular American flowers, so you don't find. I might find some Cambodian woman who can do this, but I have not Googled who had created this pattern also. But by looking at the physical body of the flowers, it give me the ideas, the natural shape of the flowers. Or just like when I'm done with this here, I'm gonna try to do orchids. I'm gonna try one of those, one of the exotic orchids. Here we go. So this flower here only have 3 petals in and out. Okay, the inner petals, the inner flower have 3 petals. The outside have 3 petals. So it's almost like buttercup. It reminds me of buttercup. You know, it had the textures and the color also. Anyway, so let me create this. Yeah, I saw this. It'd be easy with the glue gun, but I was telling my audience that I don't know where the glue guns are, and when I do this type of art and craft, I always make sure that I stitch and I sew and I crochet everything. Okay, I don't try to put cherry on them on make it easy and thing like that. I make sure that my crochet work is crochet work. It's not. It got to be real. It got to be genuine work. You know, it's not something that I can just sample. So to put the petals, I do the right side up. Okay, this is the wrong side up, and so you can physically vividly can tell which side is right side, which side is wrong side. So this is considered wrong side, and this considered right side here because it's smoother, and the patterns are much prettier. So I use the right side up, and I'm starting from the bottom here. I'm going to create this little attachment here. Okay, I'm going to sew it together. I'm going to stitch this together. And then when I'm done with the stitching, I will bind them together and attach it to the stem. And I'm done with these, I will create 2 sheets of leaves, because this flower here have big leaves, so it'll be pretty once it has flowers on it. Right now it doesn't look all that interesting, but once the flowers with the leaves and everything attached, it'll be really, really pretty. Okay. Okay. So my second petals. So I attach between this gap here. Okay. So if it's not perfect, it's fine. I'm not trying to make anything that near perfect, but as long as it's neat and that um, it binds very well, that's what I'm looking at. Because the crochet work is it's supposed not to be smooth. It's supposed to leave this handwork. I mean the patterns here. Okay. I could have crocheted this all together also, but I like this needle. I think go quicker with sewing it in together. So now I have two petals installed. Sorry, install installations or assembly. I think the word assembly would be fancier. Okay, so here's my last of the petals. Okay, so I align with the open here, so um, the opening of the inner petals. I saw a few people who actually do crochet online too. You know, she just enjoy herself and she's not teaching anything. If you catch on, you catch on. You don't, you don't. It's like um one of those content that like she's on it just to enjoy herself. You know, unless you are amateur and already know how to crochet, and then you catch on. Okay, so then now I have the 3 petal in. Okay, so you see it, easy installment, just sew it together. Okay. Hey, damaged kids, come on girl, miss you. I didn't see you for the last couple of days, but actually yesterday. Yesterday cooking show, I think I forgotten to click not for children. YouTube is YouTube is meticulous about the audience attendees, so I've forgotten to click not for kids. So so what happened is that I couldn't get I couldn't get my chat until I went back to when I finished with the content. I went back in there and said, oh dang, I didn't click not for kids. So when I don't click off not for kids, it doesn't allow me to have a conversation with my audience or with my followers. It blocked that. It blocked it. Okay. So with the same thread, I'm doing the attachment. I'm just creating a little knob on the bottom here. Okay. So just some knots here. If you're in the Girl Scout, you know how to tie other knot. Well, hold on. Dengue. I know I'm taking a vacation from cooking today because my I have a new calling. I'm a nanny now, so I love that job. I love newborn. I love little kids. Up until when they start walking, it's like, here, you can have her back. When the kids started walking, they get into everything, right? I mean, because the little baby is smart and they multitask. You know that I have 6 kids of my own and 7 grandchildren are always around my family, right? So this is what I discover. I'm telling you this because I feel like I felt like I didn't learn it. I don't know why I didn't. So here we go. I bind it together to create this little knot here, and then it fit right in there. Look at that. Yeah, it fit right in there. Now I'm gonna attach this together here. I'm gonna attach this again. I'm gonna put the needle back on here. I could do green color, but you know what? Since I have this yarn attached already, I'm gonna use the same color yarn. I'm gonna try to conceal it as much as I could. So this is what I learned today for being like over 60 years old lady who been there and done that with many babies. So this is what I learned, that that the baby a multitask. The reason I say the baby multitask because when I give the baby the bottles and the baby still sucking on the bottles in sleep. Now, if adult trying to do that, you think that we'd be choking like I don't know, maybe something I'm missing. I never noticed that before, because now I notice it because my own grandbaby, she's only 18 months. She's walking already, so other than that, that's what I discovered today, that baby does multitasking when it's asleep. You know, it's it feed itself while it's sleeping. Hmm. Like she still latch on, and I don't know, maybe I'm getting old or something. There's something that I'm missing. I'm not sure, but anyway, so I thought it was so cute. Um, something that is nothing new. Yeah, I know the babies suck when they sleep, but then um, still feeding themselves while sleeping. That's like multitasking baby. Yeah, because for adult, we'll eat and drink everything before we go to bed, right? Hold on, let me charge my. Sorry, I thought I fully charged my iPad, but oops. So so that's what I learned today. That baby a multitask. Um, I was so impressed. Maybe something that I was missing. Um, I think I'm missing something. Something that I should learn as a grandma, but then something that I didn't learn, I guess. So there you go. So I'm like, cool. Baby is smarter than we thought. Baby is smarter than I thought. I mean, if I try to do that like a baby, I'll be choking to death. Sometimes we choke on our saliva. Imagine we have to latch on to the bottle like a baby. It was a joy, because all my grandkids now, they're all in school, save for a little girl who just only about 18 months now. I think she was born in no, 16 months. Hold on. She's born in April. April will be 12 months, and Yeah, so 16 months. She's pretty smart already. She like to eat, and then she always leave trace of her food. I see her rice, like sometimes she had this dry rice in the nape of her lip, and sometimes when she touch her hair and she see the rice dangle over her hair. Those small children are so cute. Yeah, like I said, I love newborn. It's so cute and cuddling. When they started walking, I was like, okay, can you take her back now? You know. Well, for me, when I have my kids, I work full time, so I miss all the precious time to watch when she take her first step, when she sleep at daytime. You know what I mean? But that's how it is when you're full time. Um, when you work full times and um and have to leave your child at home. Actually, when I was working with this nonprofit organization, my boss is pretty cool. She allowed all the mom to bring the kid to work, especially the one that nursing the baby. So it was super cool. An organization like that deserve a lot of respect because they respect moms and allow the family to bond and be flexible. I thought that was super cool. A lot of places they said no, it's liability. But I remember when the agency that I work with is not there anymore. It was the it was the it was a place of unity and counseling, and I was working in to to facilitate the help for the Asian folk in San Joaquin County, Stockton, California, or San Joaquin County, mm, Great Chamber of Commerce. So because I have my kid close together, about 18 months apart. So literally my firstborn will be on diaper, and I had another a child close together, and the third child, and there was a little space between the fourth one and a big space between the fifth and the sixth one. So so what happened is that when she allowed parent to bring baby to work, when you have baby, you don't. Oh shoot, Dengue, my bad. Hold on, see if I can do that. Um, you can't really get thing done. You know what I mean? It just it's not natural to like to work with baby. Even you at home, you have to wait until the baby is asleep in order for mom to be able to get in the shower, cooking or eating or what have you. Okay, I forgot to insert this wire. Anyway, see what I'm talking about? Get distracted. That's what I mean. Crazy lady. So anyway, so yeah, so we yeah, I working mom, and when the employee with employer allow mom to bring baby to work, that's like super awesome because it doesn't happen everywhere. But when an agency honor mom to bring child to work, and I remember when when at least three of the female worker who had baby like I do, so we bring a baby to work. We have from the playpen, the crib, and stuff like that. It was like the whole office. We have our own office, big space, spacey office. So that was super cool. I mean, I worked with that agency for 13 years. And when I moved, I sure missed that agency a lot. And the agency is not there anymore. All the executive directors are retired, and other except the director, he got sick and he died, and the assistant director, she got married and she retired, and the whole agency dissolved because the agency is based on grant and the and the funding and philanthropist funding. So when when I left the agency, that component was depleted because they didn't hire anybody to take over my positions because I speak 4 languages already. It'll be they have to get 4 different people to come in to take my place. So they don't have that kind of grant to even do that. So when I left the agency, they lost a good portion of that grant to run the the Southeast Asian program. It was sad, but it was because I was going through issue of my own with my ex was being violent, so I have to pack and leave, and I got the custody of the kid, pack and leave, and it just see it's harder when I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So the reason I use the wild to to make it stand like this, and when I do put it into a into a bouquet, I will be able to arrange it nicely. But I'll get it in. Here we go. Um, but then to, like I said, to endorse any agency who are care that they care for the employees and their workers, is extraordinary. They deserve a lot of extolling. They deserve a lot of praising. Because a lot of agency who's in the money making business, they don't care about their workers enough to even consider to have um, the mom bring the kid to work so that the breastfed mom will be able to breastfeed baby. I remember when I didn't bring my baby to work, I breastfed. So at work, this is a time where all that hand pump. I remember when doing hand pumping was like it's a lot of work. It's take a lot out of out of mom. It's not this day where Matella and all that make like this great automatic pump, and it's so powerful and that it pump so well. I remember when I used to have to go to the general hospital where they have these huge breast pump machines, and it does the job so quick. I remember when I used to do hand pump, just to express the breast milk for my for my kids, and I did that for about 6-7 months until like okay, it's getting tired, you know what I mean? Because it was hand pump. It's not like now, when my daughter nursing her baby, and she nursed on one uh, breast, and she pumped on one breast, so it worked both way. So it was a lot easier than now. Then in the day, I remember when they said they remember helping me pump milk. It was like it was manual, so you really have to use your hand really pumping. Now the machine just the suctions automatically, and it was pretty cool. I said, oh wow, I mean, it worked a lot better than than 30 years 40 years ago, or 30 years ago, almost 40 years ago, because my firstborn, she'll be 39, 40, 39 next month. So yeah, she was born in 1986. So I'm sorry, I don't even know where the other one go. That I have. I'm waiting for the second end, which is it's stuck somewhere here, but I don't want to pull it out. If I pull it out, then I would have to researching it. Okay, donkey, come on now. I know you're somewhere here. Anyway, so but if you breastfed mom and you return to work, and if you can work it out with your employers, and if they don't have strict policy as far as I know that they can't stop you from breast pumping as long it does not interfere with your work. You know, I mean, and that one right here, this side work, but then I need the second one to go in. It's there, but it's not going forward. Dengue. It's almost here. You know what? I don't want to take everything out because this is not nice. Up. Oh, okay, right here. Right here. It just grabbed onto it got stuck on the thread. I thought I saw it. There you go. So okay, here we go. Third flowers. Yes, it made good progress, slow progress, but I'm telling you, it's yes. I don't know. For some reason this petal is smaller than the other one. Probably just the way I sew this in was. Oh well, nothing the same. Okay, I mean, there's no perfections on this here. So, all right. So here we go. Uh, the third, the third flowers. No, for some reason this in the flowers getting too big for the middle too. But you know what? I can always, I always can make change. I can. All right, look at girl. It's coming up. I got 3 flowers so far. I have 9 of them, so I have a long way to go. Yeah, look at that. Mm. Thus far, it's I make good progress. Just like when I make Labubu, I think I put Labubu away because I don't want her to get to get dust on her. Because when I hand over to a lucky recipient, she'll be she'll be dust free. So there we go. My Rum Dual for the Cambodian family of mine and the countrymen came for Rum Dual. Yeah, so it's a bit of struggle, but yeah. So when I do mail out to the lucky recipient, I'm gonna mail it out as these, but then when you get home, you have to spread it out like that because this is its natural occurrence. It look like that. Got them dual, ladies and gentlemen. I got 3 so far. I have 6 more to go. I make 9 only. I was gonna make 12, but then I said that's gonna be like a big bouquet. Or I can do 3 like this. Yeah, I mean, might be cool. You know, put in a little vase. It's my crystal here. Oh wow. Well, only 3. It won't look that amazing, you know. But if we have enough to make it look amazing, it'll be amazing. Yeah. The reason is amazing because it's coming from me. No, it's not from secondhand store. It's not from overseas. Okay, not to mention anybody country, but a lot of stuff that come from overseas is done by the children's or by people who desperate for work, and they would do anything, any kind of work to for a little, very little exchange for money. Okay. It's called considered that exploitation. So you can see that I like all the tone in single tone, but since I run out of thread, I don't want to have to go to the craft store. If I do, I have tendency to have over I cannot control my my purchase behavior. So when I see thread, I like to buy a whole lot. Like here, I have all kind of color here. See, I have like 10, 15 of these in different colors. Okay, so that's why I try to like crochet with what I have and get rid of all of the yarns that I have. Doesn't matter if it does not complement, but it does complement because this Rum Dual here has this accent like in like the tip area here, you know. But then you know what? It's beautiful, regardless of circumstances. But so far, like the flower is coming, right? Imagine I have 9 of this, and when I'm done with this, I am going to make I'm gonna crochet a basket. Once I crochet a basket and arrange it, oh, it's gonna be beautiful. Okay, it's gonna be magical. You'll be so happy receiving it. It's gonna go home with somebody. Somebody I know. That's a beautiful song. I can't sing that because I might get strike on YouTube. But I don't know. I don't know how I get this, okay? So I must have like daydreaming when I create this. So let me go ahead and match the little one to little one. I don't know. Sometimes sometimes I don't get it. Okay, so I don't get me. So I don't trust me for no. Some petals are bigger than the others. So I don't know. I know that I count the same, but look at that. Some of them was bigger, some of them smaller. So I think that's why I have uneven one on that one right there. Let me match it first. Some of them are longer. I'm not sure what I do. I'm not sure what I did to it, but gracious. Anyway, so maybe I just need to stretch it. I'm not sure. Because these are so stretchy. Oh, I'll go with this batch here. So I got all this done. Okay, are the petals for 9 flowers. That's what we're gonna end up with, 9 flowers. I want to do 12, but then I said I'm spending too much time already on making this, so let me settle for 9. And I have extra one. How about that? How did I have extra one? But no problem. I can make 2 more petals and I'll have another flowers. Okay, so I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh. So I need to do 2 more petals. But no worry, I still have a lot of this to finish. So anyway, so I have 1 more stem left here. I mean this the petal here. Not the petal, the inner petal. Yeah, it is a petal. What I'm talking about. Confused myself. So so to to get my yarn or thread to harden. These are real wax. Okay, I don't know where I get this from my mom. I don't know where she get the wax from. We don't even have honeys. We don't even have we don't even have honeycomb. But I'm glad I have this because it's been with me for a long time. Because this thing right here lasts forever. It does not melt. Okay, so that's a good thing. So with wax, it's allowed the uh, the thread to get hardened, and it's easy to go inside these iron needles without me wearing glasses. Mhm. It might take an attempt or two, but look at that. It go right in. Shoot, girl, not doing too bad with with poor vision. So I'm gonna go ahead and latch this together so that it give a nice finished look, touched up. If you want to see the natural occurrence of Rum Dual, you can Google it, and they're beautiful. Exactly. Well, I have photo of it on here. Let's see if I can pull it up. I have green colors here because I wanted to create the leaves out of dark green because I have the light green stem. So these will help accentuate. Oh, I have two petals in here. Girlfriend. Oh my goodness. See? You see what happened when I talk too much? I lost concentration. And there you go. Girl, I got it all right here. There you go. Hmm. That's what happened when you're too smart. Sometimes. Anyway, so I can't have my hair down too long because it's starting to sweat me on the neck. That's why many years ago when my hair was a lot longer, because I went to do the A line for the TV shows that that I was in. This is the cream. So my daughter said that, oh, let's do something different with you, moms. My hair used to be like thicker and longer, and so my daughter suggested that, let's do something. Let's change. Let's change you to see how it look with short hair. The first time I had that short hair when I was in Thailand, in the refugee camp when I attend Thai school. So in Thailand, not only the girl wear the same uniform. When we're talking about uniform, they have the hair cut up to here. Okay, like this the nape of the ears here. Okay, I mean they have to be short. So they check for lice, they check for cleanliness. You know, make sure the hair is clean, the skins are clean, it's free of bug. So everybody look the same, wear skirt and the same form. Well, only the poor kids like me. I don't have fancy shoe other than that. Will wear plastic thong, the sandal. Okay. So for the rich kid, they have nice sandal. I mean nice shoe. So, but the hair is no mistaken. Like everybody wear the same hair length, that that blue skirt, white top, and a little bow and a little name tag here. Yeah, the name tag, the uh, the embroidery, so with my name on it. So Thai school system is very rigid, very neat and uniform. In Cambodia too. A lot of Asian country, they are very meticulous about teaching the kids to be respectful. In America too. I remember when they started do uniform. and a lot of parents protest and said, "Oh, uniform is no good. Um, it costs too much money to get uniform for the kid for school and regular day clothes for kids, so they end up paying what 3 times as much for clothing for the kids." And then they protested. But the parochial school or religious school, they still wearing uniform. So in Thailand, there's no condition. If you're in school, kid wear uniform. That's it. There's no but. Parent cannot cry about it, because the parents are respectable. They respect the government. They used to, but now I don't know. I'm losing respect toward toward such subject, because the way the aggression's going on. Okay, so yeah, so that was the only time. That was when I was about what I came to Thailand, got over to Thailand. I was about 11. So yeah, so I was in my late teen year. So that's short hair up to here. So that was the first time in my life I had short hair. Always have long hair, and then I never have short hair again. My hair has always been longer, and the shortest length would be like on the top of my chest here. That's about the shortest length. The rest of the time it was like long hair. I love long hair. I still do. And when I had the A-line for the show, it was okay. It was different. And when I went to Cambodia, my baby cousin, she was a hairdresser, and she was cutting my mom hair, and she invited me. "You would like to cut your hair?" And so when they do A-line, they have the little bump of the hairstyle, where like in the back here they they make it shorter, and it's like the U shape downward, or the what do you call it? It's a downslope this way, what I mean? It's shorter in the back and it's longer in the front. So when I went to Cambodia, it was only like 2 months, so it grew out a little bit. And my cousin said, let's trim it. I said, okay, let's dissolve the A-line, so let's make it even. So then she went way up here. After that, I'm like, oh, So after a year, I grew about 6 inches. Okay, so it's coming down this much now, coming out here. So next year it'll be down here. Yeah. Hey, Damaged Kiss, I saw you, girl. Let me see, where are we? Oh, talking about the hair. Um, so that's why I always have this long hair. I'm growing it back though, slowly. Now that I want it to grow back, I'm like taking seriously longer to have it grow back. And my student said, first he said, "Oh, you look good," with the China woman trend, like a really bob. And he said, "Oh, can you not please cut your hair anymore? I miss that." I miss it too. It's my hair. It's my hair. What make you think I don't miss it? So, but I tell him that when I get older, maybe when I'm turned 100, I'm gonna have my hair short again. It's easier to manage. So I was why I'm saying that, because okay. So when I was working in the community, I have long hair, so my hair is always up in a knot, in a shaknong, and I never show my hair. So one day when I have my hair down, people said, "You have long hair?" But of course, if I don't have long hair, I can't do all that, little knob here. Sometimes people be saying something that's not make sense, what I mean? Like they cannot figure it out. You have to like put it in a chronicle order for them to to see the image of it. Yeah, with short hair, you cannot like put a ball up here. And then I went to um, with all that hair, I went and have spiral perm. So spiral perm was like silk one. It was a silk one um, hair salon. I don't know. It's I don't know, silkworm is available anymore. It's pretty expensive, like to have the long, that overhaul long, um, extra long hair for $100. $100 those days is like a big deal. Okay, it's not like $100 these days. $100 in late 1980 or early 1980, it was a big deal. It was, yeah, it's it costs money. $100 for the $100 for the perm was a lot of money, and the spiral perm was amazing. I remember that I used to have like I have a picture of it. That was I started have my hair perm when I was 25. That's when, like, we had that extra thickness of hair, when you have the spiral perm, like afro like that. And each morning you have to use solution to, like, the leave-in lotion, no, leave-in conditioner to calm it down, have that um, nice uh, nice hair. So I think I have my yeah, one of my photo um that I was featured on back in 1980, 89. I think I was featured on Stockton Record. It was a beautiful article written about me. I have the articles on the wall. Let me share. Here we go. Yeah. So this is when I have like that spiral perm. Okay? So the article was saying that I was a role model and all the work I do for the community, that I did for the community, the service I provide for the communities. This is the article that written about me during after the Cleveland school shooting. If if any of you remember, in the summer of 1990, uh, Patrick Purdy's, he came to the to the school ground in Stockton, California, Cleveland Middle School. It used to be Cleveland Elementary School. Um, One day he came down with machine guns and he started shooting at the children's and at the faculty during lunchtime, break time, and he killed a whole bunch of students. Um, so he killed a whole bunch of students, and a whole bunch of teachers and students were injured, and a lot of Cambodians and the Laos and the Vietnamese students were killed and hurt, because at the time there were a lot of Asian people who live in one concentration neighborhood. There was a community living is a section, it's a second eight. So there's about 500 families live there, include Cambodian, Vietnamese, and the Laotians live in that compartment. I mean that complex, and all the elementary school kids go to Cleveland Middle School. I'm sorry, at the time it was elementary school, not middle school. Now they combined the elementary school and the middle school together. They turn elementary school into middle school. So in other words, I don't know how to do that. Okay, so it's K to 9. Oh no, I'm sorry, K to 8. So consider before K to 6 is elementary school, and 7 to 8 is middle school. Now K to 8 is considered middle school. I don't know, maybe because they were lacking of funding or something going on with the scholastic system. Um, I think this happened. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna say it, how it changed, come to change maybe during the hardcore during Obama administration. I'm not sure. Somewhere there, between there or before there, where the school system changed. Okay, it was a little. Um, so I can't remember how many children were killed. At least five that are Asian kids that were killed. I remember that year when Michael Jackson came to visit the family and the community that was affected by that school shooting, and he donated a whole bunch of money to the community to help with the um, that he put toward the educational uh, funding. So for those who, yeah, it was. Check it out on Cleveland school shooting back in 1990. It's really horrible. And then he took his own life right there at the school grounds. So Michael Jackson came and he established the scholarship programs, and for the family who affected by the school shooting would be benefit from for free education. So a lot of people took advantages of Michael philanthropist program, and that and that's why I love Michael, because his heart was it's full of gold. He came and he helped the healing process. So with that article, which is written about my work, my service, my work that I provide to the Asian community. For I started working serving the community a couple years after I graduated from high school. Remember, now I graduated from high school when I was over 21, because I didn't start uh, when I first came to America. I didn't speak English, so they placed me in high school and left me to get my education until I graduated with my diplomas, and that was Lincoln High School. I have to give them the credit for loving me and take care of me and allow me to receive my high school education, my my secondary education. I was old enough to get kicked out, but Lincoln High School never did. They kept me there despite of how many times I got involved in the fight. And that because it's not my fault. I was telling my audience the other day that I got in so many fights when I was in high school, not just because people were being mean, and Lincoln High School was it's set in like among the upper class neighborhood. When I'm talking about upper class neighborhood, it's upper class neighborhood, a beautiful home, beautiful landscapes, and big home, big dream homes, and home that belong to people who can afford such and such. And then my neighborhood was ghetto, is like across from the so the upper scale is like it it divided by like that that little zone, and then it's like over the golf course, and you have this like rundown neighborhood or gang infested or needy family on this side, and you have the extremely wealthy neighborhood on this side of the fence, something like that. Okay, so Lincoln High School is not being prejudiced and holding kids from getting education regardless of their um, disregard of their come from the hood. Well, I don't know. We came direct from Cambodia, and our sponsor got us a place to live there. So we just came. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know anything about bad neighborhood or good neighborhood. We don't speak the language, so we don't know anything. No one tell us anything. We have to find that out in a hard way, and that's what happened to me. I have to find it out in a hard way, and yeah, it was ugly, man. I think I talked about that already. I don't want to have to remind me again, but now I can talk about it and laugh about it because my girlfriend, who still live in Stockton, and she used to work under my program. Um, she's a sweet girl because we met when we came to America, and we still friends. But she used to walk home with us, and someone's have old bike, but then sometimes some of the kids are really mean. They will strip off their bike just for fun, you know. I don't know where the humor is coming from by being mean, being um, xenophobia, you know, that hatred. We don't do anything to those kids, but for some reason they just harvest the hatred, you know, because they heard about Vietnam War, but they don't know the rest of the Cambodian, the rest of the refugees that came with the groups. So they think that everybody look alike and they call us Vietnamese, and which are not. So I get so offended, you know, when people call me Vietnamese, and you know that Vietnam and Cambodia are not are not good friend going back in the history. But I have friends of Vietnamese. I'm not xenophobia, you know, I respect life. But in the day where I'm being called Vietnamese, I was like, I jump into combat modes. I don't really care. I was smaller than I am here. I'm only 199 pounds, maybe 108 pounds the most. And when I fight, I have no fear whether I'm gonna combat. I'm gonna gain in a victory. You know, as long as somebody give me that look, that disrespectful and that racial slur, telling me that eating their dog, eating the cat, tell me to go home. That's it. When I understand enough English, I get even more revenge. So much is that they started calling us Chinaman. This is the same time where David Carradine movie, you know, the Chinaman came to like to fames and on like network. So we see him coming on certain evening, and him fighting, you know, the vigilance and move on to the next town, what have you. So when those crazy kid viewers, those high class kids see us that we can fight, so they call us Chinaman. Especially me, I don't know if anybody ever got so many fight like I do. I don't know why I got so many fight. Why I'm so reacted to those sort of behavior. Or you know, someone was saying it might be true is that, well, because you came from a war torn country, you know, you're broken and you you were not at peace. Oh, thank you, danger kiss. So yeah, I so let me go back to what my friend was saying. That we just talk. Right? So she called me all the time, especially when she's having some family issues. She'll call me and tell me that, yeah, Vanna, I remember that you're the only one that liked to fight in high school. I don't know why you fight so much. And I remember that when we walk home, that when we get when we got jumped, you know, from other kids, and you're the only one who fight back, and we just standing watching you. I said, I know. It's like a feel of you just standing there watching me. You could have helped me, you know, um, helping me fight, you know. But she said, no, we were afraid. I said, I was afraid too, but I fought. So I remember when, I don't know, okay, when that age where the hair was like too much hair, you know, like too thick, too long. I remember that my hair is being pulled backward like this, and like I feel like my head was like the hair just like being pulled off my skull. So I fought on the way home from school, fought on the way to school, fought in school, in the cafeteria, chased someone into the classroom. I remember when I got Saturday detention for participating in the fight. I have my yearbook. I just going through pictures of people that I got in a fight with. So I don't. I remember Robin's. I'm not gonna say her name. I think she was sophomore. I was seniors, and Robin was a big girl. She's huge, black. She's not huge. She's just tall. She's okay looking. Her name is Robin. Was in life science with Mr. Wong. Mr. Wong is the Chinese teacher. He's an older gentleman, very calm, very assurance, very arrogant Chinese teacher. Because he's a smart guy. He teach life science. So I'm sitting. We're in the back seat with Robin's always constantly throwing something on me. Tissue, paper, homework, whatever. That's what she does to me all the time. You know, she she's a provocator. She like to start issue. So one day I tell her, Robin, can you please stop doing that? This is when I think my senior year. I had mastered some English language already. So, but I'm always respectable. Even I fight back, but I respect other students. But Robin keep doing that. And then I told Mr. Wong, Robin won't leave me alone. Like, nah. And then because I told Mr. Wong that she's bothering me, he told me, I'll get you after class. So I turn around and I raise my hand. I tell Mr. Wong, and Mr. Wong, Robin threatened me that she's gonna beat me up after class. No, she's not, Vanna. No worry about it. Okay, so I don't know. Robin just being funny, so she think that because I'm telling on her, she was about to get me in trouble. So what happened was that so she was making fun of me too because she think that because I'm little, she's just gonna bully me. So when the bell ring, I will like rush out of the classroom, open the door and swung the door open and I was out in front of the door. My hair was being pulled backward. I lost my balance. I was on the cement. I was upward like this, and Robin was like, she's just like slapping me. And I saw eyes surrounded me, I'm in that little circle, like no one even like jump in to help me because knowing that I'm almost 2 times as small than Robin. So Robin was like having a great time, pulling my hair, slapping me. Each time when she landed on my face, I bit her. I bit her on her finger. I bit her on her calf. That's all I can do because I was on the ground. So my hair was disheveled, and finally Mr. Wong came out and he stopped the fight and took us to the dean office. And I was like, my hair was like, and yeah, Robin was like, her hand was, I got her bruises on her nails and I think a few bites on her arms and a big one on her calf because she was kicking me. So, I don't know how I did it. I was quick and I was hurt. So my hair was like like this. So I went to work. My dad picked me up and I was crying because, I was like, I feel sorry for myself because no one step up to help me and get me up. No one break the fight. People just circle you and like it was just like one of the gradator. We call gradiators. Like it's like that. It was like so unfair. When my dad come pick me up, I was crying. My dad said, "Why are you crying? You involved in the fight again?" I said. So I went to work. Well, I work in a restaurant in a retirement home. In the kitchen. So when I walk in, Chef Richard was nice to me. He was a male chef. So he looked at me with my hair like, so he had empathy on me. So he gave me big hugs and he told me that not all black people are bad people, not all white people are bad people. So he told me that that I'll be okay. So I started bawling because I didn't have time to. I cried with my dad. I couldn't cry when I was in the dean office. I was too mad. I was about to like take the eyeball out of Robin's because Robin eye was like she had the bulgy eye. Like her eye was like really. I don't know the kind of eyes that her eye socket was like she's gonna pop her eye out. And when I saw her, I felt like I just pulled her eyeball out. I was that mean. I was like because she was so mean to me. So I have my Saturday detention. I don't know why I got Saturday detention, and that because Robin got hurt. Because I bitten her, and there was bruise between her nail here, and I got teeth mark and here and there, and on her calf, like literally visible. She got all kind of bruises. Well, I hope that taught her something. So Robin had 1 week detention. She came back, and first thing she come to me is that she showed me the bruises, and after that she was okay. She's yeah, large, that large eye. I mean, her eye was like she had that large eye. Um, Beautiful eyes though. But then because she being mean, it looked ugly. So when she came back from her detention, she came to me and said that she was hurt. So she apologized. And so the remainder of the semester in that classroom, she was nice to me. He said we would have been friends. If I'm at my normal side right now, I could have like done more damage, but I was so little. But the only thing I have was like that long silky hair, a lot of hair, and yeah, I remember she pulled it so hard, I bounced backward and I was on the ground, and that's it. Robin, yeah, the rest of the school year she was calm, and she caused no more trouble. I didn't make many friends though. I didn't make a lot of friends. I remember someone that I'm close to. Her name is Susan. She's 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 black with white, so she had the afro with blonde afro. She's really really nice because people. The reason Susan was connected to me because she same way people pick on her for being different, but Susan doesn't fight like that, though. Susan will walk away. She'd be crying. When people give her a hard time, she'd be crying. So I make friends with her. I have to find her in the yearbook and find out where she's at now. I'm trying to look for a lot of people on Facebook. A lot of people connect with me from um, from Facebook. Remember the things that I do for their family. The service that I provide. I don't even remember them. They remember me. Some said that they even remember my voice, remember my demeanor, my kindness. I'm like, so this I see thing. Okay, if you do some goodness for people, that impression lasts lifetime. Even to little kids. I run into this young lady who had moved here a long time ago. I used to help her parent when they first came from Cambodia, so they didn't speak the language. This time when I'm with this agency who provide the advocacy for the Asian community, what they need, I would connect the resource and and drive them to the resource, or pick them up, drop them off, or do interpreting and get whatever they need. So I know the family for so long, and they move, and so one day I went to the Cambodian temple here. I just moved here. I don't know people here because I miss being around Asian people. Because when I move here, I'm away from Asian communities. Though there are some Cambodian Laotian here, but I have not made the connection because the demographic here is a little bit lower than where I came from. So I wanted to connect with my family. So with the Cambodian community here. So I went to the Buddhist temple. I'm a Christian converted by a Christian conversion. So I'm not technically connected to the Buddhism anymore, but my mom does. So a lot of time I would take my mom to the Buddhist temple and help her connect with her faith. So one day it was one of the Cambodian New Year. So I went, and I've been there a few times. So I connected with about 10 family, Cambodian families. So it's about 100, maybe not 100, maybe more or less. I don't know, because I have not met them all. So it was a lot of people show up at the New Year. So I make some connections and and to let them know if they need any social services or connection or resource referral, that they can reach me with the numbers that I gave them. So I was able to provide some services here for some of those people who live here. So one day at the temple, this the day I had this serious food allergy. My lip was like swollen so badly, and so I went to the temple anyway, because that much, because I don't know, I've been in a fight before, but I got a few fight in high school. And, luckily I didn't get expelled though. Being adult, I'm the oldest kid in the high school. Remember, I didn't graduate until I was like 21 and a half. So uh, so I don't know. I owe a lot of gratitude to Lincoln High School, the Lincoln District. In Stockton, California, they only two school districts: Stockton Unified School District and Lincoln District. So Lincoln District is considered a separate district. So I have a lot of thank to do. When I thought about the things that I encountered, like the fight and all that racial discriminations that going on against the Asian student. It was serious, to the point where the school don't know what to do with us. So then they had invited the community organization to come in and started the mediation program, where they get to sit down with us and talk and discover the issue. Yeah. The issue is that people need to be respectable, recognize that we are not Vietnamese, we are not the same ethnic group. There are at least 5, 6 ethnic groups that came from the same area, the different country. So because they heard about Vietnam War, of course, that they think that all of us are Vietnamese, and okay, being Vietnamese is nothing bad, okay, but what they blame Vietnamese for doing, like eat dog, eat cat, that's it. If they ever mention that those kind of racial slur, that's it. I'm jumping in. I'm getting my hand on it. I don't care how big or small that person is, as long the racial slur, as long anything is discriminatory against any of the Asian, I jump in like that. And so when the school finally brought the mediator to come in and put us in the groups, that we need to be harmonized, we need to respect for each other, I said, have you people respect me. Leave us alone. All we want to do is like peace, get education, and get out of here. We weren't here to fight. I'm not China, man. I'm not even a good fighter. So I'm in a combat mode because you guys put me there. I defend myself. So I have the right to defend myself. So my girlfriend would say, yeah, Vanna, you always fighting, and we never fight like you because we don't want to get hurt. We don't want to get hair pulled. We came to school with black eyes. Okay. But then Mr. Wong was cool. Miss Graham was cool. Miss Trident was cool. And who else? I remember my counselor, Miss Morrison, was nice and kind. And Mr. Williams, principal, was kind. And Mr. K was the English as second language teacher. He Chinese from from Malaysia. So he was really, really cool. He remember having 3 periods of English class locked down. We cannot speak. We cannot speak we cannot speak our own native. When we in Mr. K class, it's strictly English drill, like from first, second, and third period, from the third period, from the 3 period combined, we drill English speaking oral only. So that's how he taught us English. We learn English fast. We have to understand English fast because we were victimized. Those American kids are so arrogant, so ignorant. They know nothing. They have no compassion. When they walk around, when they walk past us, this is what they do. What does that mean? What does that mean to you? How would you feel if somebody come around to you, walk around you and what does that mean? To me, that means there you go, have something to smell about. That's it. You don't have to speak, I mean, the demeanor, the actions speak louder than the word. That's it. If I'm stink, let me fix that nose for you, so you smell better. Yeah, it was like that. See, I'm not a violent person, but if someone put me in that predicament, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna flirt. I'm gonna fight first. Okay, if I get up, if I get beat up badly, I'll cry about it, but I'll come back and be peace. But yeah, so when I look back, all the fight I got involved, I didn't get expelled, so something. Lincoln High School did a good job, to bully. There are a whole bunch of them damaged kids. Too many. It's sad that they're not being taught to respect respect because it was mean. It was so mean. Not only just American kids. I get all that um, xenophobia from the Chinese and from the Japanese because they think that they're better Asians, put it that way, because they've been here long enough. They're born here. They don't know shit, so they think that we came here just stinking people. Because we don't have a fancy clothes, we don't have Nike shoe, we don't have all those brand name clothes. We just barely got to America. We don't even have job. We don't have money. All we have is just some food voucher and some money for pay the rent, and we have to get education before we get a job. But I started working like the second year when I came to America. Even I didn't speak that much English. I took job because the family that was in the neighborhood, he was so kind to. He was working with Casa Mañana in his retirement home, and he ran the program. So he put all my brother and sister work in that retirement home. That's how I learned to cook American food. I worked there for 4 years, 3 years, 3 years, yeah. So, and then Derek, I can't remember his last name, but Derek was he was he was a black family that lived in the neighborhood, and I remember when we first came, right? It was near winter. We came in August. It's still warm, but then in October it's got a little cold, and December it's got colder, and in January it was real cold. So we live in duplex. But Derek lived on the other side, lived on another building. So we don't speak English. So when we see Derek, so Derek was kind. He was African American. He hasn't had kids that attending high school yet. His kid was young, but he and his wife. I wish I stay in touch with him. I don't know where Derek is. Can't remember his last name. I can't remember his even look now. So when I involve in a fight, I'll be coming home crying, and Derek and his wife used to, just give me hugs and tell me that not all black people. Normally, when I get beat up, get beat up by black girls or black boys. The white boys and the white girls, no, I I succumb them. I just, yeah, I put the worst injury on them too. Um, they don't really know how to fight. I'm sorry. White kids, they're born on a silver spoon. They don't know how to fight. They just know how to bully you. They don't really know how to physically defend themselves or fight. They act like they're tough and vigilant and tough and in words and insult and xenophobia and all that. They can cause all affliction emotionally, but physically nothing. I can fight with the big boys. I can like subdue them like that with just being quick and being be quick. So Derek and his wife used to give us hugs and just tell us that to assure that not all black people are bad. And this is when I started to understand in English. So the first year there, uh, Derek and his wife came over and show us how to make the uh, the banana pudding. Okay. No, you remember when we first came, we don't like American food, so he was showing us how to cook, and he came over with the banana and the pudding and put them together, and we just were like being entertained, right? And then some of the things that Derek showed us is to light the fire. He brought some firewood and fire log, and then it was cold, and back in the day when the heater doesn't work, or the central heater was not available for the renters, so in winter we suffer. So this is when they allow us to build fire. So that we came from a fire building community, right? Because out of the kind of the thing that we don't know how to build fire. So he and his wife came over and help us build fire. So we just like watch it all, like, okay, all right, oh wow, I mean, we didn't say that. We just like we look each other. This is before we speak English, so we don't we cannot communicate, but just gesture, just love and kindness and all that. So he came over and show us how to light the fire and how to build fire. Like we just look at each other like, so we just saying to ourselves like, that I know how to deal with fire since I was 5 years old. I have to run across a village to gather fire and bring home because we don't have lighters. So we have to go to whoever had the smoke in their house, and we have to go ask for fire, like quest for fire, just like Flintstone era. And my dad, he's smoker. He has the Zippo. So when my dad's not home, we don't have match. My dad only have one Zippo. If you have Zippo, you're a rich man. And my dad took Zippo with him because he's a smoker. So when we need to cook, I have to go through the neighborhood to ask for fire, and then if I bring a burnt charcoal, I can bring it home and have to start it. I have to blow it and fan it and make it work. And if I bring the burning fire, by the time I get to my home, the fire will be gone, and I have to run back and forth getting fire. So sometimes I get in trouble in between because it takes too long to get fire. So then I'm looking Derek and his wife, teaching us how to build fire. So we say nothing. You're like, yeah, yeah. So we was gonna laugh, but then we can't. I mean, it'll be insulting to them. So, but then they can't just the love that they have for us. It was like amazing. They should have known that we came from a fire building community. We don't have electricity. We don't have gas stove. Everything we built from fire. So now we're being taught how to build fire. So I'm like, amazing. I thought it was like the funniest thing. But I remember the kindness because the kindness that Derek and his wife showed me, it gave me that first love for the Black communities. I love the Black communities despite of what people said about them, or however people do to destroy themselves. That's a sad thing. But I continue to be around Black people. I work with Black people. I have friends that are Black, and that just this is before before I moved back here, I was working with a community organizations that in South Stockton. We do canvassing and go door to door and do assess need for the communities, and a lot of that communities Latinos and Mexicans and non-documented folk. But then there's no threat because there was no ICE and threatened and deportation and things like that. People live, work, and live normal life. So I used to walk in the. This is South Stockton, where majorities black people. So I remember when Rosalind, my friend, my coworker, she had a lot of children, and she was a lot younger than I am, but she had heart conditions, and we got hired and work. I represent the Asian community. She represent the Black communities, and then a few people represent from each culture. So I'm always be working with her. We walk communities in the community, go door to door, and do assessment of what people need, and we'll connect and make appropriate referrals and connect them with the social service or the service program they need. If they need housing, then we help them. We need medical, food stamp, um, doctors, dental, vision. We connect them all. Okay, I mean, so we used to walk in the communities, and the community that the police don't like to go because they're scared of being shot at or being or just they don't like to be in that neighborhood. Even you get called, even they get called for crimes or for criminal um, activity. They still take a long time to get there because they don't want to get there because they know what they be facing. But we were walking in the community, and remember when it was like 110 degrees sometime, people would come out and see us and bring us a bottle of water. Sometimes they bring us umbrella because we would walk door to door. We go knock on the door. We gotten to do canvassing and working with people because a lot of people don't have access to the services because they just don't have the right connection. So then I remember Rosalind. Rosalind, she had a lot of kids that are special needs. So when her daughter has a few kids that had special needs also. So she took care of her grandkids and her daughter, the one that needs extra help. But Robin never have a car, so working it's hard for her to go meeting. If well after before I left that job, I got Robin her first bike from Walmart. I took her shopping and she picked out a brand new bike, and she got her first. I have picture of her with the bike. And then a month later, she called me, Vanna. I'm sorry, I couldn't keep the bike. I was downtown, and I have my bike chained to the meters. So the meter is like 5 feet tall. But if you chain it, you don't chain it right. You just lift it and take the bike home. So she loved the bike. So I went and got her the second bike, and she was so happy. And so the time that I worked there for about 3 years, and Robin and I became good friends. And so when I moved to Las Vegas, I heard that she passed away. Because she had pacemaker, she had heart condition. But so when I heard the pass of Robin, I was like, my heart was throbbing because I didn't get a chance to attend her funeral because this is time where everybody's got locked down and we couldn't go to the funeral. We can't fly. So it was take me a day to drive back to Stockton to go to attend the funeral. So with a good memory of Robin's, a beautiful friendships of mine. Um, remember her still, and I wonder what's going on with her family because her kids, grandkids need her there, and when she's gone, I'm sure that thing can be really, really ugly. I have not heard any from the children because I don't know where they're at. So this is where I'm at, yeah, it was very endearing. because at the time I make pretty good money. I even help with grocery money. Sometimes she need money for her kid and buying books and backpack when school start. I help Robin, no, Rosalind, not Robin, Rosalind a lot, and she really appreciated it. She said, "I don't know how I'm gonna repay it." I said, "I'm just repay in kindness to other people." And that was all. And when I lost Rosalind, I feel like I um, I didn't get chance to say goodbye to her. You know, I really have to go back and find out where she's being buried. Like I can check with the Stockton statistic, so I know where she's being buried at. I just want to pay respect to her. A great, a great, resilient young lady. She's a lot younger than I am. She was in her late 40 when I met her. So this is about what, 6 years ago. So she would have been in her 50, mid 50. That was my memory of my black friend Rosalind. And I don't know where Derek and his families are. I don't know if I can remember the face though. You know, but it's amazing. Sometimes people can remember, recognize you by the voice. I have a few people on Facebook that come on and telling me that you know they recognize it by my voice. So I was moving into the neighborhood. Um, he was an older gentleman, and I'm just busy unloading back and forth, back and forth. And when he came over and just standing there and smiled, so he said, "Hi, Vanna." I know he was smiling. I don't know. I don't even remember who he was. I said, "Oh," so I call him Uncle. "Oh, Uncle, you know me?" He said, "Yes, I know you. I recognize your voice." And he know me by my first name, called me by my first name. I said, "How do you know me?" I said, "Well, it go way back when you used to help me." He said, "How wide back? 30 years, 40, 35 years. And you still recognize me?" "Yes, I recognize your voice. And you haven't changed much." So he said. So this is some of the things that people were saying and extolling for something that you do good deed. People will remember it. Same thing if you do something bad, just like I remember Robin that caused affliction and a fight with me. I remember her. I remember a few people that I fought with in high school. I remember my first name and their face. Yeah. But Robin was the worst one because she, yeah, because I caused affliction also. I felt bad though, her nail, like she got bruises here, would take at least 3 to 4 months for the nail to grow back, and for that bruise to grow out. And yeah, every day she in the classroom, she said, she looked, sorry, Robin. And then the teeth mark here, like, I got beautiful straight teeth. So like, that's it. I hope Robin doesn't have anything crazy. But other than that, I mean, this is my first experience coming to America. Okay, so when I left Cambodia, the genocide, I love the genocide. I love the the ethnic cleansing. I love the tortures. I love the labor camp. I love the killings. And when I came to America, well, I faced the prejudice while in the camp. But when I came to America, it was a different kind of prejudice. So every epic of my life, I have to face um, some sort of mishap, some sort of epidemic, some sort of catastrophic memories that I earn. So while I'm saying this, I'm saying that life is better now. I don't allow people to abuse me anymore, verbally, physically, none. I don't do fist fight anymore. I'm done with that. I I got smart after I left high school. I got job as a community liaison. I started develop a program to educate white folks. So I be educating the law enforcement, the lawmakers, the service providers, the medical providers about Asian cultures, different Asian cultures. There's not one culture. There are at least five, six cultures in combines that I can put the the PowerPoint together and do presentations. I used to do that. So that helped the community to understand about the different cultures. So we, as a community member, we work together with other organizations who work to serve capacity. I work to serve the Cambodian, the Laotian, the Thai. Those are the language I spoke. And then there was Lao Khmer Association at the time. There was Lao Family, Vietnamese Voluntary Foundation, and my organizations. And so we all provide the same service um, to the Asian community on their own communities. And we used to do a lot of collaborative work. So we came up with these ideas. So I will be presenting on the Khmer culture and Cambodian cultures, and the Laos community would do a presentation on their own communities, on their own cultures and value and beliefs. So we doing that. We get together. It was a successful, and then now we understood each other. Let's let concentrating on help educating the unfortunate. That was our own main goal, our own capacity is to bring to bring unity, to bring understanding, to bring acceptance, to bring the culture, the connection, the gap. And that's why California is known to be one of the state that have the highest Asian community, because they do provide services. They do take care of their own people. People educated, people bring the love, bring the service, create a community organization that they're on grant basis to provide the services. Just like in Latinos community, they provide services to the agency. They do immigration service. We do the same thing. Interpreting services. We do the same thing. We bridge the gap. We connect. We advocate. We we provide the services. We provide the resource. With education. We do it all. And Catholic charities, for example, they done a marvelous job serving the Latino communities, the Hispanic communities. They've been longer, they existed longer than any of the agency that I know. Catholic Charities, and then what else? And the ACP, they do a good job with Mary Magdalene's and Father for Families, and in the county that existed. These are the agencies that do work with um with the community of colors. But Asian communities called APSARA, that's been long-standing Asian community to provide the services and the housings and the services to the Asian folk. And I worked there many years, and up until I moved here. I When I moved here, I worked remotely from home for 4 years until COVID went back to normality, and people have to mandatory go back to the office to work, and they want me to move back to California to resume my responsibilities. And when I said I cannot move, um, so that was the end of my work at at Apsara. So but I have good standing with Apsara, the wonderful Asian community. So I don't know where you've been or how you deal with things. Just remember that the thing that happened to us, it's well, thank you, damage kiss. We all have our own stories. I know that you have millions of stories to tell. I have a whole bunch too, because every every chapter in our life, every country we move to, it's always strange because learning language is not easy. Because English was the hardest for me. The easier language that I learned was Thai, Cambodian, self-taught. I taught myself to read and write in Cambodian because I never went to school in Cambodia because my dad didn't feel that girl need to go to school. She'd be married off and belong to the husband family. Don't need to learn how to read and write. You know, in Thailand it's a little different. Thailand they promote educations. All kids have to go to school. Even the refugee kid in the camp allowed to go to school. Um, and I love and appreciate that. Just now the things going on between between the two border, the Cambodian Thai border, it broke my heart because it does broke my heart. I'm not gonna say that I cheer. No, I'm not. I'm not. But that's why I'm having a hard time dealing with the facts that let bring peace. Other than that, I think being polyglot is a blessing. For me it is because I didn't realize that it's a blessing for me because I didn't realize because I'm utilizing every day. I didn't see the importance of it until somebody brought it up a few years ago. I said, Vanna, you're being blessed. I said, what? You you speak a lot of languages. Even the interpreting agency, they hired me. I can do 3 languages, 4 with English. So if they were to hire someone else, they have to have 4 people to do the job. So when they contract with me, um, they just send over assignments in the language that I'm specialized in, and boom, I can get it done. Now it just Zoom, just doing virtual call. I don't want to have to drive to go do such and such. It's just that convenience. That came with the price of dealing with the what you call it, dealing with the um, COVID-19. The COVID-19 had brought a lot of brought the community together. Okay, the community starting to realize that in order to overcome any kind of catastrophic, any kinds of mishap, any kinds of problems, you have to stand in unity, work together, and then virtual. You utilizing the internet to connect. It was, I think I mentioned that before. It was like the new height. Before we had internet, people don't know the internet what it's for. I mean, you can go in there and search and surfing. But then during the COVID, oh boy, they don't really know how to utilize the internet to connect to web together and to do to do the meeting online, virtual, Google, Google virtuals, and what else, Skype, and FaceTimes and Zoom time, So they create all these virtual programs that just at the tip of your finger, you can be at the meeting. So it was a lot easier now. I mean, whoever invented this program, we got to thank them because they're super smart. Now it got too smart. We have to worry about every security measure. They got too smart now. They invade into your privacy. You don't have that privacy anymore. So now we worried about cyber attack and all that crappy stuff. But anyway, well, like I said, when I talk too much, I have tendency to like work less. So that's why. So Rum Dual, the Cambodian um, nation flowers. I got 3 done so far. I have about 6 more to go to make a bouquet. So I don't know when I'm gonna get all this done, but I'm trying to get it done as much. Hopefully that I have chance to come back and cook tomorrow because remember I got hired to be nanny. So with the baby, I want to engage fully attention to my child. I don't want to have to divide my attentions. But she's a very good baby, very calm, very very. She's not one of those like fussy kids. She's really calm and she can be left in the pen, and but she want to make sure that I'm around her, because now I think she recognized my voice of me. So today, my first day with her, she already recognized my voice, and when my daughter came over and she held her, and when I came by and she saw me walk to the kitchen and trying to wash her bottle, she followed. She followed until she was like, she followed. She followed me already. So meaning that she gonna get used to me very soon. And she was nice, and she didn't cry once a day. She took one short nap and one long nap, and it was a short day for her. So her mom picked her up around 2:30, and she came home with her mom, and she didn't cry at all. That's the first time I encountered sweet baby like that. My grandkid was not like that. My grandbaby, you cannot even put her down, not even like change diapers. She'd be like, yeah, holding me. So this baby right here, she is super cool. I enjoy being around her because she smile a whole lot. You know, she smile when you talk to. She like talking to. She like to be interactive. So very smart, beautiful child. She 18 pounds. She got cleavage in like 1, 2, 3, 4. Really, really cute. I'm like, oh my god, I'm already in love with this little baby because she captured my heart, and because she's full of love. You know, the baby are so real, are so loving, are so cuddling, and she just got back from the others from heaven, from heaven. So she's brand new, so she's still connected with heaven and earth. So it's that the transition time where she still remember things about, so anyway, I got to run. I hope, I'm not gonna promise that I'll be cooking tomorrow, but if I can, I would. If not, I wanted to be able to finish my project because I want this up. I don't like to linger on too much. I finished the La Boo Boo already, her La Nunu, so that took me too much time because I didn't know focusing on it. I do whenever I want to do, but with this flower here, I want to get it done. So thank you for tuning in and being here with me. Hearing some crazy story, but that's just a survival story and transitional story, and I'm sure that all of us have them. It doesn't have to be so violent, so ridiculous violence, but then sometimes we do what we need to do to protect ourselves. We don't want to appear too weak or too benign, too simple, too ignorant. We got to stand up for your own justice, because no one stand up for me. I stood up for myself, and I stood up for my classmate also. I'm not worried, I'm not scared. So that was maybe because I was older kids in the class or in a group, so that natural instinct of me was like, either you fled or you fight. No, that was one of those mode, where I said, let me fight first. If then I would just run. Because they're right there, they know they're gonna get you, and a few of them in a group, they stood right on the street waiting to get you. It's not like I want to get in trouble. They got ahead and waiting to get us on our way home. It was premeditated. It's not like an accident where we got into a quarrels or contention mode. No, it wasn't like they were waiting already, and then they started to give you the signal that they want to fight, or either you take the challenge or you get beat. No, I'm not gonna get beat. If I get beat, I might as well get in a good fight, and if I lost in the battle, then I know that I don't have to do none of that. I'm I'm cool. I don't need to be in combat with anybody. I use my knowledge to combat with stupid people. I use my knowledge to combat with ignorant people. I use my knowledge to combat with people who show any sign of discrimination, racial slur, being injustice. I use my knowledge to combat them, and it's a lot smoother now. I wish I have all that skill in the day. I would have just learned to love everybody. But it's hard to love at the time when thing was so severely broken, when the system is broken, when people don't know the real reason, don't know the people, instead of learning about the newcomers, but they decide to show forth hatred, started to show the xenophobia, started to show split the hatred, this discrimination. That was the old day. Now I don't have to do that. It was nicer now that I don't have to deal with that. That kind of graduate with the times. Okay. Though, despite all that, still I face here and there. But like I said, I don't combat with assault, fist fight anymore. I combat with wisdom, which is a lot easier because I can talk, so I can all day preaching until they drop blue. So anyway, love you guys. Thank you so much. I gotta run. And have a good evening, have a good night, good morning to any part of the world. I appreciate you. Thank you.